I'm bored. Let's watch more old men get outraged about Supergirl. All right, board fam, today we're going to be watching Chris Gore on Film Threat to see what he has to say about all this drama surrounding Millie Alcock, because she made the grave error of actually speaking the truth in an interview. And now all of these grown men are crashing out over it.
Millie Alcock speaks on Supergirl. You've seen the Variety taking excerpts. We have the story from Vanity Fair. There were Millie Alcock did an interview with Vanity Fair where she discusses Supergirl, and we're going to get it right from the source.
Okay.
I mean,
one of the things I think is really interesting is there was a lot of questions presented to Millie Alcock. She's done more than one interview. She's had more than one statement that she's made about Supergirl. But these guys are going to hyper focus on one tiny thing. Like Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers says, this is what we do. We take one tiny thing and we create a narrative out of it. That is what these channels do. They're essentially creating narratives out of sound bites. And it's their entire business model. It's very lucrative. And very rarely does it have to do with the actual movies or TV shows. Eventually they find out that their audience doesn't care about that. They just care about keeping the outrage going.
Bring this up on screen. Alan, I know you have notes.
Yeah.
Let's go through this.
Right. Well, Millie Alcock approaches her leap into the superhero genre with a mix of ambition and unease. Fully aware of the pressure that comes with embodying an iconic female character, she compares the experience to be overwhelmed by a force she can't control, admitting, "Of course I'm scared. Of course I want people to like me in the movie, but ultimately it's out of my control."
Mm-hmm.
Her reaction reflects a broader reality for women in superhero roles where expectations are massive and scrutiny is relentless, turning what should be a breakthrough into something closer to a public stress test.
It's hard for me to watch these videos and just take in the lack of self-awareness that these guys have when it comes to these particular topics. The simple fact that the article and the interviews and the comments that are being made are saying that being a woman or portraying a female character comes with this additional level of uneven scrutiny that women deal with in media. That's what these interviews typically are about. And here we have these guys showing why women feel this way. Because they're doing the thing that the articles are talking about. And they don't even realize they're doing the thing. And it's just crazy to me that every time I watch one of these videos, they're literally participating in the thing that they are chastising the women for talking about. It's unbelievable that they don't see it. Maybe they do. Maybe they know. Maybe I'm missing the point, right? Maybe they know and they just don't care. That's also possible. But the fact that you have two like grown men here dissecting and going in on a woman's opinions about how she has dealt with the stress of Hollywood and fame and objectification and all these things. It's just really wacky to me that they don't see the irony in what's actually happening in the moment, what they're doing and what the article is talking about. It's just, it always shocks me.
Her perspective on Supergirl reshapes the traditional superhero narrative into something more intimate and emotionally grounded. Rather than portraying a flawless savior, Alcock emphasizes a heroine struggling internally, explaining that Kara Zor-El is not trying to save the world, she's just trying to save her own.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make sense. This framing...
It does. But what doesn't make sense about that? She's not out there doing the thing that Superman's doing. She's dealing with some internal struggle. And when they say save her own, we know that she's dealing with the PTSD of being present when her people were scooped up, killed, destroyed, however you want to frame it. And so that's what she's doing. What's stupid about that comment? It's easy to understand. Like you saw the trailer.
brings a distinctly human and often female-coded lens to the genre, one centered on self-discovery, vulnerability, and emotional survival rather than pure spectacle. Alcock even sees herself reflected in the role, noting, "That's me, man. I'm a mess," suggesting a deeper alignment between actor and character that challenges the genre's usual polish. At the same time, Alcock is candid about the gendered realities of stepping into such a visible space. She points out that being a woman in fandom-heavy franchises invites levels of commentary that goes far beyond performance.
Okay. That statement, that quote, is we're seeing it right now. It's happening right now. I'm pretty sure this video and the commentary in here is going to devolve into stuff that has nothing to do with her performance in the movie, because we haven't seen the movie yet. It has nothing to do with her acting ability or any qualities that she embodies as someone in the industry. I don't think we're going to go there. I haven't watched the video. I could be absolutely wrong. Maybe they will focus on her acting ability, and maybe they'll talk about some of the struggles she's had, and they'll relate and go, you know what? That makes sense. She's a woman. She was acting when she was really young, etc., etc., etc. Maybe they will. I have a feeling they're not. I have a feeling that's not the way it's going to go. I want to be wrong, but this is just part of the course. The commentary that's going to be happening in this video is just an extension of the same commentary we get from people like Critical Drinker, we get from Nerdrotic, where if you are a woman in the industry and you even for a second speak about something more than the superficial elements of you as a person, so you don't want to be objectified, you don't necessarily want to be treated like a one-dimensional individual in the industry. If you ever try to go beyond that, like you take that upon yourself, you get attacked by these guys, you get harassed by them, because they don't want you to have that agency. They don't want you to make that decision. They want you to do what the men are telling you to do, the people that are in charge of these movies. If you've got a woman directing or a woman writing, it's over. Forget it. Forget about it, right? Like, it's completely over with. They want you to do the thing that the men are telling you to do, and you have to look a certain way, you have to act a certain way. But if you go into a movie and you are that one-dimensional character, they'll be like Mary Sue. They'll call you all kinds of names. They'll say girl boss. They'll say damsel in distress. They want to see that. They don't want to see some woman kicking ass because she didn't earn it. Like, there's all of these different hurdles that women specifically have to deal with when it comes to entertainment that men never have to deal with. I've never seen videos where they have treated men and scrutinized men the way they do the women in films. It doesn't exist. There's no series of videos like Brie Larson or Rachel Zegler or any of these other people, Zendaya. There's no video series like that about men in any of the industry, even though men participate in a lot of flops. They participate in a lot of movies and TV shows that are not well received financially, but they never get treated the way women get treated. That's just the reality of it.
Simply existing as a woman in that space is something that people comment on. She further critiques the culture surrounding female celebrities, adding, "We have been very comfortable having this weird ownership of women's bodies." These observations underline how the superhero genre, despite its fantastical elements, still reflect a very societal dynamic between how women are judged, discussed, and often objectified at a disproportionate level. Mm-hmm. Ultimately, Alcock entries into the superhero world highlights a shift in how female superheroes are portrayed and experienced. Her focus isn't on perfection or universal approval, but on authenticity and personal grounding. And as she put it, "I can't really stop them. I can only be myself."
So none of that sounds wrong. This is what you guys have been asking for. You want more authenticity. That's what she's bringing. You want things to feel more real, more natural. It seems like that she's dedicated to that. But I'm almost sure, I hope I'm wrong, but I'm almost sure when you guys start talking about it, it is going to be the same old shit, playing the victim stuff, all those things. I really, really hope that's not what it is. But let's see where you take this.
That mindset reframes the genre itself, not as a pedestal for untouchable icons, but as a space where women can exist as complicated, evolving individuals, even under the brightest spotlight.
Well, this Vanity Fair article was definitely cherry-picked by Variety for the most incendiary comments and it got that reaction. The reaction on X and social media has been wildly negative to these comments.
Which I don't like. It doesn't make sense that they would be, because nothing she's saying there is egregious. What did she say in those statements that is factually wrong or personally wrong? Nothing. There's nothing there. You have a woman who is speaking out about her career in the industry, what she's trying to do with this movie, and how she wants to make it feel authentic and real and bring something different to it, which is what everybody keeps asking for. And even when a woman does that, it is never good enough for these guys. It's never good enough for the internet. It's never good enough for the incel culture that we have on social media, the outrage culture we have on social media. There's no achievable goal for any of these women if they try to have agency over anything they're doing. There is none. It's zero. These guys crash out about it and they can't stand it. So again, let's see where they go with this.
She's not doing a good job selling the movie. She's talking about how the fans are kind of a-holes for looking at her as a woman. And to that I say, that's what the money's for.
She didn't say that. That you're extrapolating that from it. She's kind of saying. I think she might mean. I'm assuming this is what she's talking about. She didn't say that. She did not call fans assholes. And I'm so fucking over you guys doing this like actors hate fans because they're human beings and they have opinions about their lives, how their bodies are portrayed in media, how their experiences are when they're making movies. Like the fucking ego, how egotistical it must be to sit in your position and assume that you can control what these actors do simply because you buy a ticket to their movie. It's fucking crazy to me. It's fucking crazy. When she's talking about objectification, that is 100% accurate. Women get objectified in movies and TV shows every single time they're on screen. And she says in this interview that there's nothing she can do about it. She can only be herself. And even that, even surrendering to the fact that there's nothing that she can actually do about being objectified, that's still not enough for these guys. It's still not enough.
Yeah.
Now that you're a millionaire, you've been in House of the Dragon. I think she's a very accomplished actress.
So you're saying that you can treat people like shit as long as you're paying money to go into their movies? That they have no agency over how they are treated in the world. They can't ask to be treated differently. That if you spend $1 on any merch or anything for them, that immediately, because they have money, their feelings about their lives, their feelings about who they are as people goes out the window. That's what it is. Like immediately, so if I spend money, if I super chat you on your show, do you have to do what I tell you to do? If I super chat you and say, I don't like that you talk shit about women, you should probably stop. Does that mean because you've made money now off of me and you're probably more well off than a lot of the people that super chat you, that all of a sudden now you have to just do what they want you to do, that you have no agency over your life, that you are no longer allowed to make decisions or have opinions about things? This is just dumb. This is dumb. Both of you guys, it's just fucking stupid.
I have liked her in everything I've seen her in. So
what's the problem?
But if you care about what a 13-year-old on X or in Instagram comments thinks, I don't know. Just look at your bank balance.
Who's the 13-year-old and what does your bank balance have to do with it? Stop being so fucking stupid, Chris. Please. Fucking be real. Like, stop being disingenuous. You want to turn this into an outrage moment, and even you realize how fucking stupid it is to get mad about this. You know how dumb this is. You know how performative this is, and you're still participating in it. Shame on you.
Maybe that'll make you feel better. I really find it difficult to have any sympathy for actors who, kind of like she's pre-lashing out for any criticism of her in the movie. And she's
not. She's talking about everything that has happened to her up till now. Again, you're being dishonest.
Very self-conscious. I mean, look, I just think at the end of the day, this is not going to help sell the movie.
So what I'm trying to figure out here is, why does this hurt the movie for you when nothing in this interview is bad enough to damage the film? There's nothing in here. It's an empowering article where she's talking about how she's going to bring a level of authenticity to the role. She talks about everything she's dealt with in the industry and how she can only be herself. That's all she can do. She's talking about how she wants to be real. She wants to bring some of herself into this role and how different the role is than previous iterations of women in superhero costumes. Like, I don't understand I really am trying to figure out what the outrage is.
In the same way that Rachel Zegler was not doing Snow White any favors.
There we go.
It's very early stages on the promotion, but we're less than 3 months away from this movie being out. It has the possibility to kind of sour the audience that might be interested. Alan, what do you think?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what Alan thinks. We're going to hear him anyway. I don't give a fuck what he thinks. It's like Chris Gore is being disingenuous, but at least he's not totally a garbage person. Alan is a garbage person. So here's the thing. Comparing her to Rachel Zegler is very telling, because I said this on social media. I can't remember where it was. It was either Instagram or Twitter. But I said every year for the last 4 or 5 years, longer than that actually, there's been one woman in the lead of a movie or a TV show that these guys have just felt the need to harass. That's just the truth. Rachel Zegler was the last one they went after. They went after Zendaya. They're still kind of going after Zendaya. Still kind of. But now they're going really hard on Millie Alcock. I can't remember the last time we had a movie with a woman in the lead role that these guys didn't have at least something negative to say about them. Like, I can't remember. And there's always one they pick that they go after. Chris Gore is telling on himself here because Rachel Zegler was the last one, and now they're trying to turn Millie Alcock into Rachel Zegler again. They're desperately trying to do it. And the reason why is because the outrage grift space on YouTube is flatlining. It is literally flatlining. They're not seeing the views, they're not seeing the numbers, and they so desperately want. So anytime a woman comes out and says something even remotely empowering, they're going to attack her. That's just the reality of it. Let's hear what the worst 50% of this podcast has to say.
So after reading this article, it's clear they're taking this female property and entering a male space with it. And the problem is men don't like what the women did with their space or with their space. Look, I'm looking at this one sentence.
It's really funny to me that I've seen several videos where people are like, oh, we're not trying to take ownership of any of this. But then here is Alan going, oh, it's men's space. It's men's properties. So you are taking ownership of it. You are gatekeeping it.
Her perspective on Supergirl reshapes the traditional superhero narrative into something more intimate and emotionally grounded. Who said we wanted that? Who said
you don't get to choose? You don't get to choose. You're not the one making the movie, and you're also not the actor. So when something gets made, you don't have to want it. Maybe I wanted it. Maybe that's what I wanted. That's why these arguments are so fucking redundant and reductive and nonsense. You don't have to ask for something for it to be made. You don't have to approve of the direction something is taking because you are not the person in charge of it. You are a consumer of the media. So all you have to do is go, I don't want to spend my money on it, and that's it. But you're not satisfied keeping the wallet in your pocket. You want other people to also keep their wallets in their pockets, which is why you're doing what you're doing here. So spare me with we didn't want this. We didn't ask for this. That's not the way the industry works.
That we as men wanted you to come into our
Who gives a
superhero genre and make something more intimate and emotionally grounded. Again, they don't understand the audience. They don't understand.
Oh, so what do you want? What do you want? Are you going to explain to us what you want? I already know what it is. What these guys want. I'm just going to, you guys know how I am. I'm going to keep it a buck. They want women in thongs with their ass out, their tits pushed up in a bra, a lot of cleavage showing, and very little anything of any substance. They want to see butt shots. They want to see boob shots. They want women to just be subservient to other men. That's what they want. And that is a garbage take. That is an absolute garbage take. And it's actually disgusting. Like all these old men on here fucking acting like they're on Epstein Island. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. It's gross. And the thing is, I understand that sex sells. I've said this many, many, many times. But not everything has to be sex. Not everything has to be sexy. Not everything has to sell you gooner bait material. That's not everything. You can find that anywhere. Honestly, as an adult man, you know where to go and find it. These movies don't have to be that. She's trying to do something good. She's trying to make a good movie. And the fact that you're like, she totally misunderstands the audience because she's trying to bring us a really good movie means that no one should take you fucking seriously. That's just the reality of it.
They don't understand the fundamental reason why Barbie succeeded and why this will fail.
So explain it to me. Explain it to me. Mansplain it to me and all the other women watching.
Because you are entering a male space and demanding to redecorate it, and
so you're not going to explain it. Go ahead.
And forcing us to accept the changes.
Nobody's forcing you to do anything. You can vote with your wallet. You can literally choose not to go and see it. Nobody's forcing you. I hate that fucking word. Nobody's forcing you to watch this. Just like when you go into a restaurant and you got 10 different things on the menu, nobody is forcing you to buy everything on the menu. You're being a victim here. It's really fucking pathetic.
You've made, and I hate to say it, the box office is going to show that we didn't accept the changes that you made.
Oh, so that's a threat. I love it when you guys prove what she's saying is right. Every single bit of dialogue that we just listened to from these guys proves that everything she was saying in this article is accurate. And that's what I was talking about at the beginning of this video. That there's no self-awareness whatsoever. Everything she said has just been confirmed between these two guys. And we're a little over halfway through the video.
And objectively speaking, we reviewed the Anya Taylor-Joy in the Mad Max movie.
Yeah, Furious. Yeah.
Yeah, Furiosa, and it was a good movie.
Okay.
It was a really good film. I didn't notice many comments that Anya Taylor-Joy said about, and that movie bombed, and it's good.
So that disproves what you're saying here, Chris. Do you understand? You just disproved the entire foundation of what you guys are saying here. Because the framing is that this is a Rachel Zegler moment. She's going to say stuff and it's going to cause the movie to fail, because this is what movies fail on, is women speaking out and taking ownership of their own narrative. That's what causes it to fail. But then you have Furiosa that came out and it didn't do well, but you're saying that Anya didn't actually say anything like this and the movie still underperformed. And I've said this with Critical Drinker and Neurotic videos where they've talked about this. That disproves this narrative that if women are quiet and play nice with men and just go and do the fucking thing, that people are going to show up for the box office. That's not the truth. It's not reality. And that's why a lot of this shit falls apart under scrutiny.
This movie could very well be a good film, but this fatigue of yet again.
So you're not even going to address the fact that you just disproved your entire argument? You said there was an actress who didn't do all of this and the movie still failed. But here you're saying, oh, this could cause a good movie to fail by her saying this, even though you just admitted that even if she didn't say anything, there's a chance the movie could still fail. Holy fuck.
I feel like just being appreciative. I can't wait for fans to see Supergirl. You're going to see a side of her you haven't seen maybe in the.
Do you even understand? And Chris, I know you do. So I'm saying this knowing that you do understand this. Different articles, different editors, different reporters, different outlets, different places. When you go into those spaces to talk to those reporters, they're asking you for different things. You're not going in and doing a puff piece, a hype piece every fucking time. And I could guarantee if she was going around and overacting, hyping up the movie and giving puff pieces, you guys wouldn't like that either. You wouldn't like that either. So let's keep it 100.
The comics, you've only glimpsed it. We're going places. My biggest complaint about it is not Millie Alcock. It's the fact that there's a sameness about it. It looks like Guardians of the Galaxy 4. It looks like another James Gunn.
Yeah, except the title of your video is Millie Alcock takes aim at the audience. So even if you have an issue with like what the trailer looks like, which by the way, it's not a James Gunn movie, which is it's just fucking brain rot to keep calling it like, oh, it's just James Gunn doing his shit again. It's not a James Gunn movie. It's just not. So you're framing the video as a negative towards her, but you're saying that this isn't even the biggest. My biggest issue is at Millie Alcock. Well, then why did you title the video Millie Alcock takes aims at the audience? Why didn't you make a video where you complained about other stuff in the trailer? Or where you're trying to disingenuously frame James Gunn as the writer, director, and overall god of the movie?
Joint, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you the worst part about that trailer. When you think of the Fast and Furious series, what's the one word you think of?
Family.
Family. After watching that trailer, what's the one word you think of?
Not family?
Well, it's home.
Right,
It's
home.
I mean, that word is being pushed hard in that trailer, which shows you that they don't really, I don't know. Which shows you the storytelling is suspect.
What? Fast and the Furious is one of the biggest IPs in the world. Now you're going, oh, family, it's suspect. They don't know what they're doing because they're trying to use a word as like part of their branding. Like, what the fuck are you even talking about, bro?
You know, the fact that, I mean, that
this is try hard. Everyone watching this video right now, this is try hard. This is when you have old men who have to toe the outrage line to pay their bills because this is all they're capable of doing. They don't have anything else they can do. They sit on the internet and they attack women. They attack young women. If a young woman dares to step up and take some sort of ownership for a project she's working on, these guys are going to go in and they're going to toe the line that all of these other channels do. It's absolutely disgusting. And like, as time has gone on, I thought that I would become more apathetic to all of this, but I'm not. I'm actually becoming more annoyed by it. Because now it's just like, oh, a woman said something slightly empowering. We're going to say that she's threatening the audience or she's attacking the audience. Fucking have some credibility, Chris. Have some credibility. You and some of the guys you associate with back in the day actually had some sort of fucking credibility. You had an audience that actually watched you and enjoyed what you were doing because you weren't doing this shit. And now you've reached a point where you guys are just as fucking bad as Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic. You're just as bad. And I know you don't see it that way because in your videos, you're always like, I like gay people. I like this, blah, 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 etc. Well, stop doing this. Stop playing the game. Go back to doing what you were doing before. 50% of this stream with you and this guy, Alan, is him dragging you into the culture war shit. You don't have to stay there. You don't have to be there. It's so infuriating. Millie Alcock is getting lambasted because in an interview where she actually said the truth about stuff, I've got receipts to back it up. I made a video earlier this week where I talked about this. Everything she said is factual. We know for a fact that last year, women took a dip in representation in movies and TV shows and in the creative process. They took a dip in it. We know that that's happening. So everything she's saying about how tough it is and how she's had to work through it and how women are objectified, all of that is real. And you guys participated in it in this video and just proved her right.